Hello, and welcome to this video where I will show you how to set the Sass compiler up to use Bootstrap in Wappler. Let's start with something simple, two hero sections. On the left, we've got the standard Bootstrap primary background. On the right, the exact same layout, but restyled using Sass to create a smooth gradient. This is the power of Sass. It lets you customize Bootstrap at a deeper level, cleanly and efficiently. So what exactly is Sass? Sass is a CSS preprocessor. It adds features like variables, nesting, mixins, and imports, things that make your styles easier to organize and maintain. Sass actually comes in two syntaxes. The SCSS syntax. SCSS is used most commonly. It's a superset of CSS, which means all valid CSS is also valid SCSS. The indented syntax. Sass is more unusual. It uses indentation rather than curly braces to nest statements, and new lines instead of semicolons to separate them. In this video, we'll use SCSS, because it integrates perfectly with Bootstrap and Wappler. To get started, we need Sass and Bootstrap installed inside our Wappler project. This is our project. Here we have the main layout page, where we find the default code that was produced by Wappler. I have rearranged the assets so that it is easier to follow. The index page has been created to show a hero section, fully styled using Bootstrap classes. Here I have used the primary color for the background, and the maximum vertical padding that is allowed using the Bootstrap class. For the installation of Sass and Bootstrap we need to open the terminal window. To install Sass, let us turn to the npm website and search for Sass. Select that Sass package, and in the package page, copy the install command. Back in Wappler, paste the command into the terminal window. This is done using a right mouse click inside the terminal area, and selecting paste from the context menu. Then press enter to install Sass. For the Bootstrap installation, we go through the same process. Turning to the Bootstrap website we take a copy of the install command. Back in Wappler, we repeat the installation process. This now gives us the Sass compiler and the full Bootstrap source files. To compile SCSS into CSS automatically, we need to add this script to the package.json file. To do this, open the package file. In the scripts section, place a comma after the existing start line. Then enter the script in the next line. In this case I have pasted a copy of the script. Later on in this video, we will run npm run build CSS. This will watch your SCSS files and rebuild your CSS every time you save. Next, we'll create a clean folder structure for our SCSS. We need to create a new folder called SCSS and place the master file, called style.scss inside it. This is the file that imports Bootstrap's SCSS and your custom overrides. Notice that the name coincides with the CSS file. So, let's go ahead and create the SCSS folder, and the style.scss file inside the folder. Let's go over what we have done so far. We have installed Sass and Bootstrap in our Wappler project. Added a build script. Created the SCSS folder structure. Before populating the style.scss file, there is one more task. When we go back to the layout page, we see that the original Bootstrap CSS file is still powering the style rules. This needs to change to using style.css. As usual, Wappler has the answer to removing the dependency, by going to the Frameworks Manager. Here we go to Bootstrap and select Bootstrap Custom. In the pop-up, we leave the JavaScript include as is, and change the CSS to our style sheet. And that is it. We are now ready to use SCSS in our project. Don't forget to save the layout page before proceeding. This is the index page after removing the Bootstrap CSS file. If you still see the blue background, merely reload the design view. Using Wappler's layout options, we are using two panels, The first panel contains our project views, while the second panel contains the SCSS file. Lastly, the terminal panel is exposed so that we can enter our build command. This sets the scene to start using Sass. The first step is to run the build command in the terminal panel. After entering the script, press enter. Now Sass will watch your SCSS files and rebuild your CSS every time you save. Next we import the Bootstrap Sass file. This resides in the Node Modules folder. If you remember the folder structure, we need to go back one node to get back to the root folder. Then enter Node Modules, Bootstrap SCSS and Bootstrap. Save the file. Now we see that our Bootstrap styles are again active. Let's get rid of the background and the padding, and give the header a new class name. Copy the class name and use it to create new style rules for the header. The background gets a linear gradient with pink and purple. These are the variables for the colors that are shown in the Bootstrap website. The following style rules are self-explanatory. As a point of interest, here we have nested the heading and the paragraph inside the hero section. This format ensures that these style rules only affect the elements inside the hero section, leaving other headings and paragraphs to keep their related style rules. Save the file and we are done. This is a very elementary example of Sass. In future videos, we will explore the correct way of setting the main SCSS file up. This includes creating a modular approach by using Sass partials. In the meantime, please have a read of the Sass section in the Bootstrap website. Thank you for watching.